Hey, you guys, what is going on? Good morning. So, I'm just coming from the gym and I'm looking at AUDUSD. So, sorry if I hit the loud cars. I didn't do analysis on this pair this morning because there was something that I noticed and I wanted to be careful before I did analysis on this morning. So, last night, and I'm going to get some times for you guys. So, I entered this trade, a trade yesterday, last night, or yesterday morning around this area here below 0.71485. And my first targets were back here to the previous low, and I shared that analysis yesterday. So my first take profit got reached, right? And I'm still holding a second take profit from literally the same exchange rate. As you guys can see, I'm down -6 pips, but you guys can see where I entered the trade at. So I had two positions. And the first was going really, really well. It was almost at TP, but now you guys see that we've retraced. But on a 1 hour time frame, what I noticed was this morning we had a new lower low here. So I was thinking maybe, because this range is so narrow, maybe price will stay below it. But as you guys can see, it's pushed up above it. And so I'm gonna sit tight. I'm not gonna do anything on this position just yet. Either I'm gonna get stopped out. It may not hit take profit. I'm not sure yet. I know in the dollar index, I'm gonna share some analysis on that really quick. On the dollar index, price has decreased, which potentially means this thing has removed room to move. So I'm gonna go on my daily time frame because this is what I shared in the analysis before, is that there is a range that price could test, and it could test this full range of about 160 pips. And so if you go to one of my previous videos, I think is titled is it time to sell or sell this now, then you guys would see where I was talking about this range right here. But one thing I am is an avid swing trader, but also a person who follows the trend. And so I was following the 1 hour trend right here. And so we're gonna see what's going to happen. I'm hoping that price can pull me back into profit, so I can move this stop loss to a break even. So that way, this will be a risk-free trade, and if it can, I'm gonna move that stop to break even because this could be either over 150 dollar loser or plus $300 winner. Okay, so that's this. Let's take a look at this dollar index. I'm reckoning news has come out. Obviously, this is a heavy week for news, and this was also the same range on here in that same video where I talked about price could come and test. There's a full range here, and price is testing some more of that range. Now, the reason why I talk about range, I'm a big believer that price likes to test price, right? So, meaning, and let me go to the weekly time frame so I can show you guys what price is doing. This full candlestick right here, price is testing this candlestick. It's testing some of the candlestick. But remember what I also said in the previous video is that if price can stay above 94.63, that is what we're hoping can happen. And then as we scale down and drop down in time frames, we're looking for that bullish information, that bullish evidence. And if you drop down to the daily time frame, we're just not getting that bullish information just yet. So I'm gonna wait, sit on my hands, and see what's going to happen. I'm okay with being stopped out of a position because that lets me know to do something opposite. That tells me that there's a reversal, right? Even though I see the 1 hour reversal. So it's going to give even more evidence. And y'all may think this is weird how I'm about to say this, but sometimes I think being stopped out shows the market that it's your friend because it tells you to stop trading one direction and start to trade in the other direction, right? And so that's just like a way I like to trick my mind to see reversals, right? But yeah, so we're gonna see what's gonna happen here. I'm okay with the outcome because I've already profited on one position on this pair. And if I don't profit in the next one, I'm just gonna start looking for potential buys now. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to redo my analysis, which I can probably do right now while I'm on here with you guys. So we have a doji confirmation candlestick. So somewhere within this range here, if price can pull back and then stay below, I'm going to see if we're going to continue to increase because the dollar index is decreasing. Now, I'm an understander believer that AUDUSD does not correlate with the dollar index 100%. So it's not like Euro USD where it's a mirror reflection almost 90% of the time. This one doesn't correlate 90% of the time with the dollar index. So I still have to be careful and still remember that this currency pair has its own individual flow. Okay. So we'll see what's about to happen. Okay, so that's just a quick update to AUD USD. Either I'm stopped out or I'm going to wait for that pullback, put my stops to break even. That way it's a risk-free trade. And then whatever happens, happens. And then I'll trade going alongside with the buyers again if price proves it wants to continue buying, if it stays above 0.71102. Or we'll see what happens from there. And this is a part of the game of trading, you guys. Like, this is what I teach my group. You have to be okay with losing in the market. As long as you're comfortable with how much you're going to lose once you accrue or occur a loser. Once again, because I've already profited from one position on this one, the second position, I want to get it to break even, right? Because, and here's the thing, sometimes in the market, we'll say woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? I've learned that's a negative way of thinking about a trade, because when the market was in my favor, I was not thinking of a woulda, I was not thinking of a coulda or anything else that way. I was thinking, oh my gosh, we're almost at my take profit. Prayfully, it will continue to go. There was nothing of me thinking about a reversal. I wasn't thinking about a retracement or AKA a pullback. I'm thinking I could make, my plus 300 and something dollars for today, be up a good amount for the week on this pair, and I'm happy, right? But now that price is going opposite, this is now when this is the time to actually adapt. Not think of the negative, not think of what you could have did, because you weren't seeing that before. And this is a part of the psychology. This is not the time to say, I'm going to blame myself and say woulda, coulda, shoulda. No, it's like now it's time to sit on your hands and prep and prepare for the next move. Have the emotion after the trade is complete. But until then, you just keep going with what price is giving you and do what you know to do to make you comfortable. And so this is what I know to do. So I'm prepared for what's going to happen. I'm not blown to my account. I've only risked a certain percentage. I'm good, right? And so if you're one of those people who you're in a position to where you're doing the blame game, don't, just be mindful of where that comes from, right? Because I'm all about psychology too. Where does the blame game come from? Who taught you to blame yourself if something doesn't go your way? That is something that you really want to work on, because sometimes you do nothing wrong. Like, for example, in this trade, I did nothing wrong in this position. I did exactly what I know to do. The same technique that I trade every single week is what I did here, right? It was trend following. It was going my way. It almost hit TP. I have no control over this market, where it goes, right? Same thing for you. This is just what the market is doing. If there's nothing wrong that you did, if you're following your system, if you're following your rules, then all you can do is just go to the next step and set up for the next position, set up for the next trade, and just be great. I think you're doing great now if you're trading or learning to trade or attempting to trade, and you're wanting to correct your mistakes. You're wanting to correct what it is that you see and do. You're wanting to understand your concept a lot more. That takes a lot of guts, where some people don't even do that, right? So that's just a word of encouragement for you today. We're going to see what happens for the rest of the day. I'm going to keep you guys in the loop. And, hey, prayfully, we can get another trade out of this. And if not, it's okay. All right. So you guys have the rest of a good day. I'm going to take a shower before I get into my one-on-one sessions and consultation calls, and I'll talk to you guys later.